Happy Friday, Facebook. I hope that you are having a great day and that you are as eager for your weekend as you are for Monday morning. I remember reading an article not that long ago that only 11% of Americans find fulfillment from their job. So that means what? 89% are just living for the weekend. They're living for the time that they can punch out at night and the time they can punch out on the weekend. And I just want to say thank you, Jesus, that I'm not a part of that. That I am like so excited for the weekend, and I'm super pumped for Monday, pretty much most weeks. And I'm coming to you today with my good friend, Cindy Macfarlane, who is a student at Life University. And we are going to invite you into the conversation that we've been having about what kind of difference can one person make. And I can see there's several of you who are with us. Do me a favor, give me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs down, whatever. Let us know who you are, because you took the time to show up. Let us acknowledge you. We appreciate you joining us. So Cindy, thanks so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So, my husband and I had some friends over last night, and we were talking about this very subject. Like, we're all, late 40s, early to mid 50s.
Technical difficulty there. Sorry.
No problem. And we were talking about like what kind of a difference can we make? And I was amazed at the kind of the comments about like, well, there's really not much I can do. I'm one person. And I've never really had that feeling. Like, I'm one person with a ton of power because I own my own strength. And so I just, and Cindy, I know that you work every single day on campus to make a difference for chiropractic. And I love your story that you, hey, there's Rebecca Graves. Hello, I'm in Fresno, California, graduated 2015 from Palmer West. Welcome, Rebecca. Thanks for saying hello. We're so glad to have you. So Cindy, let's start at your story of wanting to make a difference. Of why did you even become a chiropractor, and what you observed that made you so committed to being involved as the 𝘾𝙝𝙤 president?
Well, my chiropractic story goes back to actually whenever I was a teenager. One of my very best friends, her dad was a chiropractor. And I would spend a lot of time at her house on the weekends and stuff. And he would just talk to me about chiropractic. And whenever I was a little girl, I always used to love to rub my grandma's back. It always hurt her. And she said to me, Cindy, you're going to be a back doctor one day because God has given you this gift in your hands. And so you just need to do that. You just need to know that that's what you should do. And so she cultivated that in me at a very young age. And then as a teenager, meeting this, his name is Dr. Arthur Kirsten. He's deceased now, but just a beautiful man. And he really ignited that fire in chiropractic and showed me what chiropractic was about and how it changed people's lives. I worked in his office and then went on to do massage therapy and did that in his office. And being a massage therapist was never enough. It just wasn't enough because I wasn't really doing, oh boy. For some reason, my computer just isn't wanting to play today. It just keeps falling over. Anyway, so I just thought, okay, this is it. And I'd done lots of different things and had lots of different jobs and things in my life. And none of it, I wasn't happy doing any of it because I knew that it really wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. So I bit life off and started chiropractic school in my early 40s and said, okay, let's do this. And so that's kind of how I got involved in chiropractic, for one. And then I had heard, my home state is Colorado, and I had heard, I'd been following threads on chiropractic in Colorado, and I had heard some things that were going on that I didn't care for. And they were trying to change the laws so that the subluxation was no longer part of the legal verbiage. And that changes how we do business as chiropractors and future chiropractors. And so I thought, well, this is crap. I got to do something. Like, this is my home state. I can't have this. And so I said to someone on campus, what can I do? Like, how can I get involved? Like, I want to be involved and change the laws in my state so that it's not like this. And so somebody said, hey, well, you should probably get involved in like the International Chiropractic Association. They kind of have to do with legislation and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'll do that. So who do I need to talk to? So I talked to someone, and they said, okay, this is what you need to do. And then eventually one thing led to another, and then I became the president of the Student International Chiropractic Association at Life University.
That is so awesome. And I love Cindy's attitude of not, oh, who can do it, but who do I need to talk to be involved? Like, how can I make an impact? And I just want to encourage all of you to really zero in on what Cindy said there about protecting our right and our philosophy of chiropractic to locate, analyze, and correct vertebral subluxation. Like, that's our thing. And I know it's easy to get wrapped up in practice, and it's easy to get wrapped up as a student and think it's not that important, or it's easy to chase the shiny object of, well, at least we would be included. So I want to just tell you a story about this that totally negates that philosophy. So I dated a guy before I met my husband, and he and his family were very, very successful entrepreneurs. When I dated him, I was the only adult that worked. Everyone was retired because they were all so wealthy, and they all only had a high school diploma. Like, so no one had like advanced training like we all have. And I remember sitting at dinner one night, and he had been in Entrepreneur Magazine and just like extremely successful. And I said, when you guys come to market with a new product, what are some of the filters that you use in that decision-making process? And he said, Babs, it's always this: never show up to the table as I'm one. Never enter the market as just another widget, right? Because another widget looks the same as everything else. We have to come to market with a unique message. Chiropractors, students, we already have that. We already have that USP, that unique selling point, and it is our philosophy. It is that we locate, analyze, and correct vertebral subluxation. It is worth defending, and your livelihood and your ability to radically change people's lives depend on that. So please, don't show up as I'm one. Stay in your lane as a chiropractor. And what differentiates us from everyone else is the fact that we locate, analyze, and correct vertebral subluxation. It is vital to the preservation of what makes us unique. I cannot emphasize that enough. And even if you just like look at, here's this family that have become ultra successful, and what has like the part of their foundation is never show up as I'm one. And that's the same thing in practice. To those of you who are in practice or will be going into practice, you must define your lane. You must define your lane. You must take a flag and jam it into the ground and say, this is my territory. This is what I stand for. It is so vital. It's kind of like the boot camp, right? Building badass female chiropractors who are instinctively successful. That is my territory. That is my lane. It doesn't mean that men aren't in the boot camp. It is 93% women. It means like that is who I serve. That, like, every message that I have, I write it and I speak it as if I'm talking to a female chiropractor or a female student. Other people hear that and come in, but every part, every cell lines up for that. And you must do that in your business. You must take that flag and make that stand. And that is the importance of also knowing who you are. And if you don't know who you are, you don't know where to throw your flag. You don't have the confidence to put it there. And first, knowing who we are is, who are you as a chiropractor? And this lady, I love her passion about defending the right of all of us as a chiropractor as one person. She's one person. And I love, Cindy, share with everyone, since the life students are now at the end of a quarter, the evaluation that you personally go through at the end of a quarter to forecast you moving forward, and to remind yourself, I'm a massive force of one. Go ahead.
So at the end of the quarter, I just kind of take some time. I mean, you're tired anyway. You've just had a lot of classes and a lot of exams in a short period of time. And so I just kind of try and first get some sleep, because that's really important. But then I just kind of try and get quiet within my own mind and in my own heart and soul, and think, okay, so what things happened this quarter? And just kind of do a recap and think, okay, so was my ability to respond to the things that happened, how was that? And how can I change that? How can if I didn't like how I responded to things that happened, how can I be different? And what can I do different next quarter? Because, that's starting for me again. I have a week off, and then I'm back up, and doing classes. And so, today it's Friday. There's a group of chiropractors that right now, as we speak, are graduating from Life University. And they're getting ready to go out and continue the chiropractic message. And one day that's going to be me. And I want to be able to have reflected on every single quarter and grown every single quarter until I get to that point, so that whenever I'm sitting there, the reflection that I'm going to have is that I've done my work. I've done my due diligence. I may not have all the answers. Of course, we're not going to have all the answers, but I have done the things that I needed to do to become the best version I can be of myself, sitting right here, getting ready to go out to the world and share my chiropractic message.
I love that. And being involved. So let's talk about the power of one. And the power of one starts with, like Cindy said, me. It starts with me taking personal inventory of my own life, my own thoughts, my own actions, and how can I level up the next time? Like, okay, so this thing happened. Did I like the reaction that I had with it? Or is there a way in which I could respond differently? So as a power of one, we can affect change because we are willing to do that ourselves first. We're willing to look inside first and do analysis, and then look outside, right? Instead of looking for somebody else to make the change, you be the change. You be the change in your own life. And that's why I'm coming all the way from Alaska to Life University, October the 25th and 26th. The event is on October 26th. And it's this. Listen to this. The Women's Chiropractic Leadership Boot Camp. If you're a woman, you're connected to chiropractic, you want to lead, whether it's lead your home, lead your practice, lead your community, lead this profession, you must be there October the 26th at Life University for the Women's Chiropractic Leadership Boot Camp. This isn't women speakers on stage just like vomiting on you. Nope, that's not how it's going to be. It's a boot camp. We're going to roll up our sleeves. We're going to dig in. We're going to dive in. We're going to first find out about ourselves, and then finding out of ourselves, what is our roadmap in order to put our life on a trajectory that forces us to always step up and step bigger. Why? Because that's our philosophy. Optimum potential. Never average. Always optimum potential. Always, always, always. So Cindy, share, if you would, with individuals, how is being around myself and the boot camp different than other groups you've been in? Like, I know what it is for me because it's my tribe. Like, it's like I created it. But what about as a woman and as a student being in the group? And Cindy's also had We've been able to do this live. I got to speak for 𝘾𝙝𝙤 last year, and then we also had a private women's event, and Cindy is in the boot camp. So she's been able to see it from lots of different perspectives. So will you share with the women who are watching right now, what's different? What will they benefit by participating and coming?
Well, I know, I mean, I can clearly only speak from my personal experience. However, I feel like in chiropractic school, we get all this great education about the human body and how it works. But there's a limited amount of education and information we get about actually running a business and owning a business and what that looks like. And as women become a bigger and bigger part and play a larger role in chiropractic, I feel like it's important to have that group or tribe to be there for that support. I think I've said to you before that I feel like the boot camp bridges the chasm between
Mm.
being a student or and being a just a chiropractor in your community and really connecting to chiropractic and supporting each other and helping each other grow in a way that you cannot do on your own. Period. You cannot grow and be the chiropractor for your community, for your patients, for yourself that you really want to be without a group of people that can coach you, guide you, support you, lead you, lift you up when you are sometimes in a dark place. Because if we're honest, we all have been there and we will be there. And it's not easy. Life isn't easy. And so to know that you've got a group of individuals that you can be authentic and vulnerable with about anything at any time, that they are there to support you. And it's not just about chiropractic. It's about supporting you as a person. It's about supporting you in your life. It's about supporting you in every way because life is messy and it's so messy. And so the boot camp gives you that. It gives you that in every way, and every and any tool that you can possibly need or want is there. And if somebody doesn't know what it is, then someone else does, or someone is willing to figure it out with you and find it with you, and so that you're not walking this journey all on your own.
Which is complete. It can completely suffocate us for
It
sure.
can and paralyze you.
Yes. And then make us doubt, right? Like
Yeah.
fear unchecked becomes doubt. Fear unchecked becomes doubt, right? And then it's just this vicious circle. So, as a woman, I know we can have our cake and eat it too. We cannot do that without knowledge of
No.
knowing how do we do it. And there is no such thing if you're going to be successful in the work-life balance. It does not exist. Instead, we have to be obsessed in what we're doing. Like when you're a mom and you're at home, being completely focused on your family, not worrying about, oh my gosh, like all of these things in the practice, and am I going to have enough new practice members? Am I going to have enough money? And da 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 da. Like that's not balance.
No.
That's not peace. That's not harmony. Just like if you're in the office and you know that you haven't given your family or your personal life the attention it deserves. And so when you're in the office, you feel guilty because you're in the office. And so no matter what position you're in, you're unhappy. It doesn't work, but I'm telling you, there is a playbook for women. And this isn't against the men at all. It's just, here's the obvious, we're not the same.
Mm.
We're not the same, right? So we have had a man's playbook to do business, and we have done a great job trying to mold it to fit our curves, trying to mold it to fit our fluctuations in life and our demands in life. And we've done a good job, but they're jagged edges. And so the boot camp really smooths out those edges so that we can step into practice with greater ease because of the women who've gone before us. And that's really and truly what the design of the boot camp is not to make life easier, but instead to bring more joy in every moment of life. So Cindy, as we wrap this up, what message do you have to students who are like, you don't understand, I'm so busy and I've got this thing going on and this thing going on and this thing going on. It's another event on my schedule.
So I actually have 2 events this the weekend of the boot camp, and I'm going to be back and forth. And the truth is, at the end of the day, you have to choose you. Choose you. Choose your future. Choose you. Because at the end of the day, you have to know where your flag is planted. And if you don't have a foundation, or you haven't done that work to look at yourself to understand what that's going to look like, where are you going to plant your flag?
I love that. Choose you. And you know, something else that I think that we forget about, and it's easy in student life to remember, that there's post-graduation. And let me tell you all what is the most critical post-graduation: your relationship capital. And it's rarely going to be relationships that are on the same playing field as you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, your peers are not the ones that are going to open doors for you. It is going to be because you level up. Like Cindy Macfarlane has my cell phone number. Regardless of where she's at in her stage of life, she can pick up the phone and call me, and she will know I will put you in touch with whoever you need to be in touch with in order to take a step in the level up.
And I have. I mean, you're available. You are available. You are available to your tribe. You are available, and you are invested in every single person who's part of the boot camp. And you're invested in their practices, and not just their practices, but their lives and who they are as individuals and as people. And you pray for them and you care for them. And that's a beautiful thing.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. And it's true. Like, there's Maxine. She just popped on. I know Maxine and Joe. They're like, I consider them friends, just like I consider Cindy. And here's my message to all of you. You must invest in relationship capital. So we all want to be financially independent. Here is the formula for financial independence. And financial independence means if you didn't show up, your passive income pays for your life. That's financial independence. It's not being debt free. It's that you have flows of income that are paying for your lifestyle, whether you show up to punch a clock or not. So maybe that seems out of the stretch right now for all of you. I get it. But here are the 2 building blocks. It's mental capital, which is consistently applying what you learn, plus relationship capital. And the multiplier for sure is relationship capital. Who do you know? And not only who do you know, but who knows you that you have poured into their life, so they in turn want to pour into yours. That's really what will change the game for you. I promise. So if you want to have unbelievable support, if you want to make sure that you're making an impact in women's lives that are leading this profession, be at the Women's Chiropractic Leadership Summit.
Amen.
I'm just straight up telling you, that's the way it is. Like, our tribe is making tidal waves within this profession. And I absolutely will not put anyone out in front of me if you haven't done the work yourself. If you haven't shown up and poured into other women's lives, other people's lives, I promise you, I'm not going to just put you there. But people like Cindy, like Maxine Toro, like so many in the boot camp, absolutely, I'll go to bat with you 1,000%, because you have shown up and you have said, I'll do what it takes. So Cindy, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Take long exhales.
And naps.
Exhales. Lots of naps, lots of rest. You've earned it.
Thank you.
So God bless you all. Have a wonderful week off of school. Please do share this if this message has meant something to you. It will mean something to somebody, another woman. I can't reach her without your help. So that's the first way that you can step up, is share this to your page so she gets the invitation to join us as well. See you later. Have a great day. Bye.